Hey people, this is already video number 8 in my series on the most effective exercises on the drums, no matter what level. If you have seen the other videos, please let me know in the comments which tip or exercise helped you the most. And even more interesting, which ones didn't help you at all and why. Write me that in the comments as well. I would really like to know so that I can improve my tips. That would be very interesting feedback. In the last video, I gave you a tip on how you can actually practice everything you want to play better by taking it apart and practicing the individual voices, the limbs, independently to a pulse with a metronome or counting out loud. And today, there is another tip that can be applied to basically everything that can help you to solve things that you may have gotten stuck with, that are still too difficult to play, or even old problems that have existed for a long time. Because sometimes you have something that you just can't get right and you don't understand why. Then you should definitely try this tip. And the tip is sing it, or speak it if you don't want to call it singing. It has a huge advantage because on the drums we have to laboriously learn this coordination of the limbs, unless you started when you were 3 years old and learned it like a language, so to speak. Because language is the key word. When we speak, we don't have to think about how we form our lips, how we hold our tongue, and how we breathe. We just do it because it's so intuitive, so natural. This means that when we speak or sing something, this coordination problem disappears. So, if we try to sing what we want to play and still can't do it, then there must be another reason why we can't play it. Mostly a reason of understanding. That means, like many of these exercises, here again, it is both an indicator and an exercise at the same time. Try it. Take a groove you want to play or a fill-in, whatever, and try to mimic it with the voice, with your voice, just how you want it to sound.
Boom, ba, boom. Boom, ba, boom. Boom, ba, boom. Boom, ba, boom. Boom, ba, boom, boom. Ba, boom, ba, boom, ba. Boom, ba, boom, boom. Ba, 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 boom, ba, boom, boom.
If you can't do it yet, try slowly. But if it works, if you can sing, then it's not a problem of understanding, it's a problem of coordination. It's also great to combine with last week's tip. So if you're practicing a difficult thing or practicing something that you just can't get a hold on, then try speaking it, try singing it. And if that still doesn't work, then you do exactly the same thing with each limb. Put on a metronome and speak to the metronome, imitating the sounds. Just what these limbs, what these instruments should play on the drums. And if that works, you try the whole sequence or the whole groove. Sure, you can't imitate all the sounds with the voice at the same time, but try to imitate the overall sound that you ultimately want to achieve with the voice. This has also the advantage that you create an acoustic blueprint. You create a clear representation of what you want the outcome to sound like. You can learn much faster with such a clear goal. I know it's weird at first to say boom, chuck, bing, psh, but that feeling goes away pretty quickly. You will get used to it in a short time, because why be ashamed of something that is so helpful? By the way, this might remind you a bit of the counting episode. We count first and our limbs follow this tempo. It's the same here, except we're now zooming in a little bit, really into the rhythm, not just the pulse. So we actually tell ourselves what we should play.
Boom, ba, boom. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, 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 boom, ba.
Incidentally, it is also one of the most important principles in the great book The New Breed by Gary Chester, with which I also learned to play open-handed. The point is that you either double or even replace the instrument with your voice in order to always switch back and forth between the coordinative level and the level of understanding, which is expressed through your voice.
Dong 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 da dong 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 da dong.
Try it out. Use it as an indicator first. That is, if you play something that you are struggling with, that you can't do yet, then you try to sing it. And if that still doesn't work, then there's still a problem of understanding somewhere. Then you zoom in and maybe play the individual parts first, or even sing them to yourself first. And then you put it back together. But if you can already speak it or sing it, then you keep doing that. Keep going, and at some point you imagine that it is actually your limbs that are producing these sounds. And if you have simply spoken or sung it for a few minutes, then you replace the spoken with the played. This can be a game changer or an enlightening experience at the least. So I wish you a lot of fun trying this out and hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, take care and bye-bye.